We got more news to cover on Jonathan Taylor as he's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks and how that's going to impact Zack Moss and your fantasy football team and what you need to do. But mostly what we're doing today is filling up your confirmation bias cup because we're going to say some good things about Zack Moss. But what you need to do right now, click that subscribe button. Tap it with the finger on your phone. Click it with the mouse on your computer. Whatever you need to do to get the job done. We go deep on the waiver wire every single week, helping you find those waiver wire gems. We help you set your lineups. In Dynasty and Dev, we help you win those trades. And we're going to be here next year when it comes for your research for your drafts. A big research for you, finding those advanced metrics, figuring out what's going on in training camp. It's all going to be here. Hit that button. Stop missing out. But let's look in Jonathan Taylor right now. He's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. So he's going to be out for a good clip. That's going to allow Zack Moss to see more added opportunities, and that's going to allow him to be more productive in fantasy. And if you picked him up on waivers or if you had him stashed, good on you, because it sounds like when we're looking at Coach Steichen here, he's seeing some good things as well. Let's hear about it.
Well, the fact you're having some time, how nice to have a luxury though of having someone like Zach back there.
Yeah, no, it's big. Obviously, when JT wasn't with us early in the season, Zach carried the load, and that's what we expect, going forward with him until we get JT back.
He was straight blunt with that. Straight blunt with that. That's what I read here. We try to read the coach speak on this channel. We go over a couple press conferences a week. We've been doing that for about a month. That's about as blunt as you can get. And I know the hit rate can be wonky with these coaches, and it really depends on circumstance and what they're seeing on the week. But we already know this. We've already seen this with Zack Moss because he's already been an RB1 this year. And they want to get back to that. They want to have that. And if Taylor's out, they feel relieved they have Zack Moss because they can rely on him to get a bunch of touches here. A lot of opportunities. 22 opportunities in week 2, 33 in week 3, 19 in week 4, 25 in week 5, and so on. He can hold down a workload. They're going to feast him. They don't have him on a huge contract. He's no rookie that they're trying to get through. He's a guy that they're going to feed. They're going to run him till the wheels fall off because there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. And they're going to give him the load, and that's what they pretty much said. Point blank, bullish, straight blunt with what he was saying. Was not looking the other way. Did not have to think too much about it. That's what they're going to do. He's going to be getting his touches back, and then after that, it's up to circumstance in-game, the in-game volatility, and anything can happen. That could be a ton of fantasy points. That could be him falling on his face. But the market made the move yesterday. Earlier yesterday morning, he was rostered in almost 60% of ESPN leagues. Right now today, it's pushing 78%. So it jumped up 12.8% according to the numbers there. Prior to that, earlier that day, before the news broke about Jonathan Taylor's injury, he was one of the most dropped running backs in fantasy football. Second on the list on ESPN. Now he's one of the most picked up, just like that. And that's just how the news works in fantasy football and how running backs work in general. If the starter goes down, the next man up, and that next man up is going to be a hot commodity on the waiver wire because we just need those running backs to get those touches. And we know what Zack Moss can do on this team if he's getting touches, and that's fantasy production. And he has already been productive against Tennessee. He's already hung numbers on them, over 30 fantasy points when he played them last. So he can be productive on this team, but you do not want to run on Tennessee. They just happen to do it in that moment. But still, Tennessee's more of a pass funnel defense. But considering we're rolling into week 13, 10 or more running backs are not usable this week. Considering the bye weeks here are tremendous. The injuries are mounting up. You're going to have to use them no matter what if you got them, more than likely. And you know what? Tip my hat to you. You got a running back off waivers, or you stashed a running back now who's falling into touches, which is always good. It's always good to pick up a running back who's getting touches, who has a history of production. But honestly, we're just here to fulfill your confirmation bias, to give you the info, to let you know what Steichen said, to let you know that touches is coming his way, even though we already knew they were coming. but the confirmation bias is here for you. Good luck this week. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out, and I'll catch you on the next video.